Authority. TSIETSI, good morning to you. Welcome to Morning Live.
Good morning.
Were you part of the journey?
No, I didn't.
You didn't go?
Journey.
Yeah.
I just did the London leg and back to South Africa.
Okay, but tell us about what it was like. What did the people who were on the journey tell you? What was it like?
I think it's an experience that even our cadets could not have anticipated. Very exciting. We were well received by the global community because this journey has been planned for over 5 years. But the scientists could not find an appropriate vessel that could carry the equipment and land them in the icy waters of the Antarctica. They could find ships that were too small to carry equipment or too big but without appropriate equipment. So we came in not just as providing a vessel. We provided a vessel crew, but the expertise, because we've got the expertise of doing the Antarctic trips.
Okay. How many cadets were part of the journey?
62 cadets.
We can see a picture of them now. So is that them?
It's a Pan-African cadet ship.
Okay.
50 were South Africans. We sailed from Cape Town to Ghana. We picked up cadets from Cameroon, the Gambia, and Ghana itself. We proceeded to Ivory Coast, where we picked up additional cadets and then sailed with them to London. Then from London, South Africa, and down to the ice.
Okay.
It's 62 on board.
How long was the journey in its totality?
In its totality, it's about 8 weeks now.
8 weeks.
But there's a bit of time spent in London and time spent in the Antarctica.
Yeah.
Yes.
What is its significance? Somebody listening to our conversation and thinking, okay, they've been to the Antarctic, there's been these cadets on board, how do they benefit? What does it mean for us?
For us, what we have done with the Agulhas, we've converted the Agulhas and launched it last year in July. It's a floating training college, so to speak. It's got dedicated trainers on board. They've got simulators. The engineers can actually interact with the engines, go to the classroom and back into the engine room. The navigators are learning how to navigate, but they're also having hands-on experience from the captains of the vessel. So it's really the best way to train people for seagoing careers.
So they become seafarers from there?
They become seafarers from there. But what we're hoping for, because some of them have got Bachelor of Science and many, many other things, we're hoping to interest them in environmental management, because the Antarctica determines the weather that we have in South Africa. Our winters, our temperate climate in South Africa is largely influenced by the Southern Ocean and the Arctic climates, but not much of that was known before. So we're hoping that some will be seafarers, some will come and serve on the shore side.
Yeah. So now that they've been to the Antarctic and they're back, what's going to happen to the cadets? Where to for them now? What
we have found, what we do, when we go to London, we then invited the global employers in shipping. What we're hoping for, and we think we were very successful, was to demonstrate the quality of the cadets that are produced in South Africa as professionals. And the world community said to us, they love what we're doing, however our numbers are too small. So because we launched this global seafarer placement program in London, we are now looking at signing MOUs and contracts with many employers around the world. For an example, there was a chief executive from one of the major shipping companies called the Seaspan. Whilst in London, they interviewed some of the cadets. As they learned from the Antarctica, they're going to disappear into the world fleet. They're already employed. And we now have to get the graduates of last year, end of the year, who are now going to come in. So we're reducing the amount of time they spend on the Agulhas, because 3-4 months is more than what they require to become well-oriented and well-marketed and well-positioned to then be some of the best positioned employees for the world fleet.
In reducing the time, you're not reducing the quality, though?
That's the point we're saying, because it's a dedicated vessel. They're not leaving university, going to find out the world of work. They're receiving their training, their education, whilst in an employment environment. And that is what the employers were actually looking for. Okay.
So just in terms of size, scale, impact of the maritime space, and particularly the job-creating possibility, I mean, how big is this space? It seems we are still in our infancy here in South Africa.
We're infancy, and that's why the partnership with the Department for Higher Education, particularly the National Skills Fund, was so good for us. The world fleet at the moment has shortages of up to 250,000 vacancies that we're talking about that needs to be filled. The developed countries are coming out of shipping in terms of seagoing. They're now shore-based services. So that space is open for us. We're hoping, as South Africa, that there's a gap for us of between 45 to 60,000. Hence, we're increasing
That
the
can be
capacity.
placed around the world.
That can be placed around the world because we want to become a source market for high-quality workers at sea, so to speak.
Yeah. Just in terms of young people listening to our conversation, wanting to explore this opportunity, what kind of background do they need to have?
The background they need to have, you get your grade 12. Maths and science will be very specific to certain seafaring professions. Then they go to the Cape Peninsula University of Technology or the Durban University of Technology, who are this year doubling the numbers which they had previously. You go there, you do S1, S2, which is 1 year.
Are those the only two ones that offer this particular training?
Currently,
okay.
But we met with all 20 universities. There are others who are now coming on stream. But we needed to be successful on the placement side so that we don't educate and train people into unemployment. So we needed to model this thing, make it work, appetize the employer sectors, and then match them with what we're providing. So we're now providing people who are going to work right into employment with no gaps in between. So they then do the S1, S2, specialize in either engineering or in navigational services.
Is this maritime engineering?
That's maritime engineering
Right.
or navigation. They do S1, S2, which is 1 year. Then they come on board. As they progress through the ranks, they'll be going maybe to university once again for 6 months, come out, 6 months, come out.
Oh, so it's theory
throughout,
and practice coupled over the 12-month
coupled
period.
over the 12 months period.
Yeah.
Yes.
And is it expensive to do S1 and S2 in Cape Town or in Durban?
The support is there for those who get taken in. As we say, the bursaries are there.
Yeah.
The numbers at the moment are not a concern that there could be people without sponsorship.
Okay.
Once they end up there, the scholarships will be provided.
Okay, what website can people get the information on?
They can get the website from the CPUT itself,
Okay.
DUT, and from SAMSA as well.
So there's nothing in the Eastern Cape. There's PE and East London. There's nothing there.
I didn't want to mention it, but in 2014, we're opening the Eastern Cape, one of the universities in the Eastern
Okay.
Cape will be opening up this one.
Because it seems a bit weird. We've got two harbour towns, even Kucha, the deep water port there. It would seem just natural to have something going from there.
I just didn't mention there are 12 FET colleges
Yeah.
who this year in 2013 are coming on stream,
as
in
well.
providing maritime education.
Okay.
So it's universities, FET colleges,
On the
and some high schools.
On the SAMSA website, is all this information not available?
This information will be provided
on the SAMSA website. Okay, it's www.samsa.org.za. Okay. All right, interesting conversation. Thank you very much. It would be interesting to go to the Antarctica.
It was a
Thank you very
pleasure.
much. Commander
Thanks so much.
TSIETSI MOKHELE joining us here. You're not Lieutenant General or Lieutenant Commander.
I'm a seagoer, so I'm a seafarer.
Commander TSIETSI MOKHELE, okay. You're watching Morning Live on